And R8 can maybe leverage this, but a good off angle right now from OG is keeping them at bay.
Oh, another nade, another knock. There's no punishment really being seen in return. Finally, Marth goes down. There was a third party as well, I think from Geeke on the high ground to take a shot over towards one of the players from OG who has now been flushed away. Trying to flex out. This is where the off angle from Prestige really needs to come in clutch, stopping this fight. The smoke's over the ridgeline. They want to keep this momentum going, but R8 back off the angle. The nade's not quite connecting where they need to. Marth potentially? No, it goes too long. The cook not quite right there, but that one's good. A tanky sends it back his way. And Aru again, so low, but not going down just yet.
That is a cracking grenade from Amori over the top towards WizGod, who's trying to get that off angle towards them. They've laid the smokes down, trying to keep R8 back at this point in time, give them the heavy hand. But right now, it's just not working out. WizGod likely to go down. Finally, Prestige enters the fray.
Moves in from that off angle. That might actually give OG an opportunity here, but another flush comes through, and R8 now into a 2 versus 4 in their favor. A tanky needs something big, but he only gets one. There is no answer from the backline, unfortunately. Aru out in the open, caught with his trousers down there, and R8 are going to send them away. 5 elims though on the game, Blank. That's a pretty good result.
Yeah, it's not bad. Gets them back up towards 4th place now, and there really isn't anyone chasing them too hard on the tables. Alpha 7 went down as a VP as well as Wolves earlier on, but there is now teams like trying to make up points with this massive point vacuum at the top from Thundertalk. You're going to start to see these things get very messy towards that top 7 towards the end of today. Ida finding Solus as well, so R8 not done quite yet.
We want a little bit more. Up on the 70-point tallies, we're talking a lot about Thundertalk's security in towards those finals, but over those 70-point margins, that's also looking pretty safe, Blank, all things considered. They've done a lot of work, and they've put in the effort. And at the moment, they're way over the average that they need to be able to see themselves toward those finals. Kara got 8 elims so far this match, and they want more too. Marceau hops out, looks for the flush, confirms that one, locks it into the bank. As DXavier hold their divot, they've been in there for a long, long time. And actually, Geeke going down. Okay, the descent from the mountaintop, not going to pan out.
I mean, Kara's played this game phenomenally well. I think that's, you can't deny that from Kara. From their initial hold towards Nova Abnoya and then the slow sweep down towards the south side, it has been a real patience game for them, and at times really tough, but they've done well off the back of it. Lewis finding catch now as well from Ulf as R8 looks to assault that position. They really only have one option here, which is to try and send down to the rocky outcrop on this south side before they head over towards DRX. DRX has had a bit of circle look, and no one really has had a shout in, but similarly DRX hasn't really found any points from this position whatsoever. Likely the thing is that if they go down in 2nd place, this game will not be as profitable as most would think. They sort of need to finish this game out with a chicken dinner if they want to have a decent performance off the back of this one. Otherwise it is just sort of another meh game back in their pocket.
I mean, he's got 3 more nades, but finally someone takes a look out his way. And that is going to be the shutdown. And DXavier will fall finally. 5 teams now remaining, Blank. And DRX with this center position. Kara, they've moved 2 players up here. They'll need to regroup back down to their bottom side too and push in a little bit closer. They might be able to hold the top of the rock for a little bit longer though. And maybe they'll be able to farm some more eliminations along the way.
I mean, Kara being at 14 eliminations now is very impressive. I think the R8 likely are our utility because they had to throw everything in the kitchen sink to take down OG. They were very resilient during that engagement. But I do think for R8 it might be a little bit tricky going forward. Depends how much they're able to steal away from OG, and that's one thing they certainly did steal away is the hovercraft, which is going to give them a little bit of safety going forward, and especially in these final moments. Again, because OG held onto it for so long, it didn't take any shots. Now it's super useful for this late game as a bit of maneuverable cover. That's a long nade. Feels like the bounce is not too bad, but GS does go down to the circle itself. Aaron gets shut down by Marth, who has just been on a tear all day today.
A huge elim count being racked up still.
Oh
they want
still
more
going
for Kara, and it's going to be Marth actually starting to take those shots out the way. see if he can take them down. But R8 lost a player crucially. Amori got flushed out on that situation, could not make it any further. I'm surprised there's still nades in the pockets for R8, but they've got at least one more here. And they want to try and find the opening to Kara. DRX, they've got everything on side right now. It is a question of who's getting second place in my mind. It's going to be very, very difficult to take DRX out of this one.
Yeah, I mean, for DRX, this is a freebie game, right? They haven't really done much whatsoever. This is one of those games that just gets gifted to you now and again. I think that, again, praise should be going through to teams like R8, teams like Kara, who have manipulated the circle very, very well for themselves. Maybe even I'd go ahead and say OG on that north side. I think that there's like those three positions of Kara down on the east, R8 coming through the west, and OG on the north. But for DRX, yeah, there's not much to be said about that squad.
I'm surprised that they haven't moved anyone up to the wall yet, or moved out a little bit. They're kind of allowing ground here. A little bit. Maybe. Timid. Cowards? No, definitely not. That's a bit too much. But I mean, it should be theirs under control. They know that these two teams outside can't really move up unscathed, but Kara are going to give it a go. They're going to have a crack at it. Poser up first, and they slink out wide as well. With
I mean, what is
Lewis
that?
moving on in. There's a knock over to Hyunbin. I mean, yeah, that definitely shouldn't be happening here. DRX are going to have to go for that res, and that might allow Kara even more leeway. CEO's getting up to the wall now. Things are starting to get a little bit dicey as R8 have the pressure of the blue zone pushing up towards them. This is the final zone blank, and it will close dead center on this one. It does go inside the wall, which means that Kara will have to cross that boundary if they want to win this one out.
Yeah, I think that they hope during that knock, I mean, 2 angles is all that DRX has there because one's taken up on the res, that they could finish out this fight as quickly as possible. The blues being a big issue. CEO able to hit a nasty nade again. I think this is a massive game for Kara going forward. Another nade goes slightly far, bobbles just a little bit too much. That's a wild nade coming through, goes straight out to the outer edge of the zone, but smokes is all that's in the way between Kara and R8 in this moment. And finally, DRX starts to make a move.
Kaisei flexes out to the wall there. The angle spotted though, and a nade immediately put towards his feet, and he has to dance out the way. DRX starting to get low on nades. They've only got 7 left. R8 are up to the wall as well. They've allowed the entrance to move on in. R8 will go down, but it's Kara to do the dirty, and they will find 2 more eliminations on their tally. A big nade from CEO. Will there be an answer from DRX? They're allowing this to go through, and the smokes there covering so much of their sightline.
I mean, the big difference right now is Kara is incredibly hot coming into this engagement, whereas DRX feeling very cold off this game. They've not done too much. It's the 4v3 and the 19 elims on this game for Kara. The Crows are flying strong here, but they take initial knock. They're trying to get the damage done. Hyunbin alive for the time being. The bullet scraping his backpack.
Not quite able to finish the job though. They swap over to the next vehicle, and at least Poser as a solo. DRX finally able to keep themselves standing. Hyunbin gets the res. 1 knock is all they'll find, and Kara denied the 20-point Elim game. They will go down in second place. DRX able to hold their nerve right at the end.
Every single buckle blown off the back of that backpack in those final moments for Hyunbin. But the fact that he stays alive actually is the thing that gives him the chance, because so much time
might not happen anymore. It might just be sitting from the side of Thunder Talk clearly.
To be able to put up a big performance, we're waiting for DRX to put up a good game. This is what we were talking about, Neptura, right? We knew that we were going to see some squads perform, and they did not disappoint.
They haven't at all. It's nice to see Ulf as well in the top 5 of these points, right? That's another team we wanted to see more from. And, you know, DRX, we talk about, yeah, you know, they got the win. It was a little bit handed to them, all of this. It's still 17 points. And between the 2 playstyles, I feel is how comfortable they are with it. Because they play center early.
This is the weirdest pentagram graphic I think I've ever seen. Into the late game, let's use it here, and it worked out.
Yeah, man, oh boy, did it. Look at DRX now in 11th place, 37 points. So that's at 9 away from that 7th place position. By the way, guys, if you don't know already, it's 7 spots that are going to
initiate that comeback.
I know it is, isn't it? And, you know, even as we look at those leaderboards